turn their minds to economic development. Just we'd like some ideas on that. I drove across from Boone County, came through Batesville and Oil Trough and Amagon and back in through there, and I drive a lot through the state. I was going Tuesday, went to Elaine, so I went through Hazelton and Carlisle and Brinkley and Marble and down through there, and what it
how about this? Or what we could stop, or what we could change to stop.
One of the things I was just going to point out is industry, and I'm not sure the exact tax code. I've always been told, like Jonesboro, and that's why I wanted to make sure that people from Bay and Bono and Brooklyn were here, because we all are on the outskirts of Jonesboro.
Sure.
And one thing that we personally had looked at was promoting Weiner as a bedroom community to Jonesboro.
Sure.
Because you can actually get to Jonesboro sometimes faster than trying to drive from one side of town to the other. In our housing, we have a very low crime rate. Two of our problems is the industry and the housing. We have people right now that want to move here, but it's the housing, and because of the price of the lumber and everything they need to build homes, a lot of the contractors say, well, because of the price range on homes, it's not feasible for us to come into your community and build homes. What a lot of people don't realize is there's money through the USDA. If we're not going to cut the deficit federally, we might as well be getting some of that money through grants to help us.
LJ, would you like to kind of speak
Sure,
on some of this? LJ, does everybody know LJ?
I do.
Okay, go ahead then.
How do you think about folks that need us as bad as we need them? And Andrea's helped us some on the Intermodal Authority, which is Clay and Randolph and Lawrence County. How do we partner as a region? When we talk about the fact that there's 3 million folks in this state, as Michelle alluded to, when you're going to make an ask of somebody in government, it's tough to go and only represent 800 people or 1,000 people or whatever. But when you can talk about Northeast Arkansas as a whole and say, hey, there's a couple 100,000 folks and we can do X. And of course, to some degree, we can have some jealousy of Jonesboro, but I think we can appreciate their success, and I think they've tried to partner with us, and Frankie being here today from ASU, is that they've tried to have a regional economic alliance to say there's some things that might not make sense to be in Jonesboro, might not be part of our plan, but it makes sense for it to be in Weiner, to be in Walnut Ridge, or to be wherever. And it's one of those if you dream it, you can do it sort of things, and I think that's been the spirit here always. And an example in Walnut Ridge, and the Lieutenant Governor came to see it, a lot of folks thought it was silly. The Beatles landed in Walnut Ridge in 1964, and a lot of people say, so what, who cares? And how could you take their 1-hour visit to Walnut Ridge and turn it into something? And those folks there turned it into 4,000 people coming, and they built a $40,000 monument, and as the Lieutenant Governor appreciated, it happened with no tax dollars, not one, not a penny. They raised the money. Now, the mayor was supportive, Lieutenant Governor and others were supportive, and that was important. But I guess my point is simply, what is a vision? And I think sometimes, and back to some of Michelle's opening commentary, just because it's a small town doesn't mean we have to be small-minded or to limit ourselves. There's a company in Black Rock, Egan Manufacturing, and I don't exactly understand everything they do, but they do something related to garage doors. So here they are in Black Rock, Arkansas, city of 800 folks, and Arkansas Business just wrote an article. They're doing $35 million worth of business and have 100 employees in a city of 800 people. And so I think that we can grow our communities. We just got to have a vision to do it. And we also have to make sure that we attract and retain our young people and their knowledge. We spend all the money educating them, but we got to make sure they know that there's opportunities for them for their small town.
I also think that Arkansas is one of 2 states that does not have a Chinese company here. Now, we've got a lot of our companies over there with Walmart, Tyson, and all those companies like that, Baldor, but we don't have a Chinese company that's located here in Arkansas. So I asked every single one of them that I spoke with, we would like for you to come to Arkansas. We want y'all to invest in our state, hire our people, and put them to work. Every single one of them. Every single one of them told me this. And it was kind of hard to hear. Your state offers no incentives for businesses to come. And when you go to
and there are people in this room that are a lot more knowledgeable about this than me, but I know that we've had, tried to have a shot at having some industry move into our area. We have an industrial park and I know Harrisburg, Randy Mills is here, and I'm sure they have the same issues that we do. Trying to entice companies or something to put something here. And Jonesboro, being this close to Jonesboro sucks it all up that direction. And I mean, they can offer that.
Well, lignite is a coal that we have in South. Ours is, all states around us are using their lignite coal. And they're either burning it for electricity or they're using it for some other reason. And that usually they're burning it for a stack, and even though it's not dirty, they consider that a dirty form of energy. What our lignite coal is good for would be to be used as at a microrefinery right on site, would be used to make synthetic crude, which makes diesel fuel. All right? Well, I've had senators, representatives, and that are in support of this. We have mayors, we have county judges, we have everybody that's in support of this. The economic study of that was $600 billion, over $600 billion worth of economic impact to the state of Arkansas. All right, what does that mean? I know that's a lot of money for me, or a lot of zeros. But how many have heard of the Fayetteville Shell? Okay, well, the Fayetteville Shell got us through this last little hump as far as a downward economy. Well, the economic impact of the Fayetteville Shell is $22 billion. Well, I'm not a genius, and like I said, I graduated in the top 49 of my class. But 600 is more than 22. And even if that number's off by 75%, it's economically smart thing to do for Arkansas. Put people to work. And I don't know if y'all have seen the congressional maps. I know you have. But the 1st district has gotten bigger. The 4th district has gotten bigger. And it's because people are moving out because they have to go find a job. But we have resources there that can put people to jobs. But what that, yes, I'm talking about South Arkansas, but how does that help y'all? Okay? Well, they're going to be digging it up down there. There's got to be other businesses that help support that business. Now, whether that be in Fort Smith, whether it be in El Dorado, whether it be in Russellville, whether it be in Weiner, whether it be in Bay, whether it be anywhere, that helps all of Arkansas. And as long as we can put people to work in our state, I don't care if it costs us less energy-wise or more or the same as it does in Texas. I want those jobs in Arkansas.
We are the top, all the way across the board on our, yes, in our,
Top 10 of all 10.
top 10 of the top 10, and then we're in the top 25 in like 24 areas or something. We have all these resources here, and we don't hear people bragging about it all the time, and we really should be. You want to spend money on, what's good about Arkansas, it should be, oh my goodness, look at what we have here in this small area. We're one of the few states, maybe in our areas in the entire world, that can self-sustain if something happened. If they shut off the borders, we could survive. A lot of people couldn't.
Right.
We have to watch the Texas coming across, all those Texans coming across. Yes. So I wish that we would start looking at that because, with the internet, with the things that we can sell over the internet from our own places, all the different types of things that we could do here, but we're not spending the time and energy developing that. And I think that's where we need to start focusing.